Chef José Andrés, welcome back to the daily social distancing show this time. How are you, my friend?
I am 6 feet away from you.
We're more than 6 feet away. It feels like every time I meet you, it's because there's a disaster somewhere in the world, and like a superhero of food, you've stepped in to help feed people. The coronavirus has done more than just shut down people's businesses. It means millions of people don't have access to food. And as soon as I heard about this crisis, I heard about your name and about your organization that has jumped in to start feeding people. We know that you did this in Puerto Rico. We know that you did this after the hurricanes. But this is a unique experience. What are you dealing with right now?
Well, we began many months ago. Yokohama, Japan, Princess cruise ship. Many people had corona, and Princess leadership called us, and we went there to help the Japanese government feed the 6,000 men and women in that cruise ship. So from there, we went to Auckland to help the governor Newsom to also feed the cruise ship. And very early on, because we were following from Wuhan, we saw that if the same will happen in other countries around the world, as was happening in China, what we saw was happening in Italy, the country I was born, Spain, America was going to be hit as hard, if not more. So we began preparing ourselves to think, if everything shuts down, means people are going to be without work. All of a sudden, we have 40 million food insecure Americans. The number is going to increase. Well, all of these things are happening. We are right now doing close to 250,000 meals a day. We are already beyond 5 million. We are in many cities, in 30 states, trying to cover the blind spots of the system. Elderly homes, first responders, police, firefighters, obviously hospitals that all of a sudden they are 24/7 overworked.
Right.
We need to provide meals at night for those nurses and doctors that don't even have time to go back home. That's what we're doing, making sure that wherever there is a big need, especially in the hot zones, we show up with a response even before people can see the problem coming. We are a big army. So many restaurants that are shut down. Every chef, every restaurant wants to be part of the solution. We're trying to make sure we create the right response using those men and women where their heart is feeding the few, but in this time is also feeding the many.
Yeah, you've done something really interesting, and that is you found a way to scale your organization during a time when most people are struggling to even keep their organizations alive. Because one of the challenges of coronavirus is, who do you get to help you, where do you get to help you, and how do you find the support? But what you've done is really interesting. Some restaurants have now turned from the usual business to actually helping your central kitchen to feed people that need to be fed in their cities. How did you get them on board, and how does this actually work?
Well, what we saw is that in a hurricane, when we went to Bahamas, the entire northern islands of Bahamas were totally destroyed. But this is a crisis like it's very different. We have almost every single restaurant shut down. So we have more than 600 restaurants right now in our system that they partner with us. The donations we get, we channel them through the restaurants. And in the process, we identify at the local level what the needs are. And it is something beautiful when the locals feed themselves, when the local community that know best what's needed takes care of the problem right there. We don't plan, we go and we do it, because hunger cannot wait. The urgency of now is yesterday, and that's what we do.
With a lot of these restaurants right now, there's a supply chain that has been affected, and we're seeing it in different ways. I mean, America's beef or pork is going to be, in short supply. We're reading about how farms are producing food and they don't know how to get that food to people. Is there anything that your organization has figured out in terms of getting this food that's going to be thrown away while there are hungry people? Because it seems like a paradox. You've got so many people who are going more hungry, and yet there's so much more food that is being thrown away.
Yes, it's a national security issue, and we cannot take it for granted, especially small farmers. They used to sell to restaurants. Restaurants are gone. So all of a sudden we have long lines in food banks across America and many parts around the world, and farmers that they are throwing their produce and their fruits to the fields. How is this possible? Everything is distribution. So I'm not going to tell you that we came with a plan to do it everywhere in America, but what you do is proof concept. We've already been doing things with local farms in California, in Maryland, in Virginia, in Florida, showing how it's actually big problems. They have very simple solutions. Find the people that have the best contacts with those farmers. Make sure that the farmers are able to communicate the excess food they are producing that they cannot sell to anybody. And just try to go to one farm and bring it directly to the people. We were doing it in Queens, in Corona. We were doing it in Brooklyn. We've been doing it in parts of LA. We've been doing it in many cities to prove concept. Why? Because who should be coming with the solution is Congress. And Congress is good men and women on both parties that they're trying to come with the right solutions. But if they pass a bill and they don't have anybody executing on the ground, that's a matter. The good intentions only are good intentions. So what we're trying to do is proving concept. Guys, take a look at what we're doing now. Let's pass the right bill. Let's put the right investment into the solution. And let's make sure that the different agencies, USDA, FEMA, or little NGOs like us, we can help the American people by transforming the problem into a solution.
It's going to be a really interesting time moving forward. Do you think we can see the restaurant business change? Like I know in LA, for instance, a lot of restaurants are now selling their produce to their customers. So they're saying, hey, we normally cook you a steak, but now we'll sell you our steak. We'll give you access to our suppliers. Do you think from what you're seeing from restaurant owners that this could become a new world of restaurants?
Obviously, the restaurant industry somehow is going to change. But I do believe that we are going to be fighting this virus. And things hopefully will go back to normal sooner, hopefully rather than later. What is going to happen is that restaurants, it's more than 800,000 restaurants in America, especially the small restaurant owners. Is this coalition, the Independent Restaurant Coalition, that right now we are all fighting in Congress to make sure that PPP is the right bill to help small restaurants in America. And what happens? That restaurants, we are the DNA of our communities. Many restaurants across America are open for takeout, but it's no business. Really, they're doing a service to the community. My restaurants are feeding homeless. Many other restaurants across America are helping the communities. Now we become bodegas or grocery stores. All of a sudden, you don't have to be in a long line in a supermarket. You can go to your local restaurant and buy some asparagus or meat and some flour or even toilet paper. This is smart solutions because I don't want to see long lines in the food banks. We need to diversify the possibilities of people getting food in every corner across America, in every corner around the world. And so restaurants, we are part of the solution. We feed the few, but restaurants, we are here right now to feed the many. I hope that as we move away from this, I hope that many restaurants will be able to reopen sooner rather than later. But right now it's hard. But I love that my community, the community of chefs, the community of food people in America, we are becoming part of the solution.
You know, one thing I've always admired about you, Chef, is that no matter what disaster it is, no matter what you're experiencing with the people you're helping, you always seem to have an amazing energy about you. You're always pushing forward. You always seem motivated.
Virginia, wine of Virginia, supporting my local winemakers. Early Mountain Rosé. I love this wine.
What are you getting up to? Like, what are you cooking right now? I know you always discover something new. Like every time I talk to you, you've learned a new thing to cook or a new way to cook because of the crisis that you're experiencing. Is there any new technique that you're using now?
Well, listen, this morning I made an omelette with a blowtorch. Imagine how bored I'm getting. I'm cooking with my family every day, and I'm lucky because I know many other people don't have maybe the size of a house I enjoy. And a lot of people are in their homes in very small one-bedroom apartment. And when I cook with my family, it's used to send a message to everybody, you know, things are tough today, but let's laugh and let's hopefully dream that tomorrow will be better. So the way I have is you sharing a moment of family time, laughing, and showing that even a cook like me, that sometimes everybody thinks we're perfect, we can be also messy, things can go wrong. And for me, today, I cook with my daughters these blowtorch scrambled eggs. And let me tell you, I know everybody's going to tell me I'm crazy, but if I don't cook right now with a blowtorch, scrambled eggs, when? Now is the moment to take ourselves slightly less seriously, because, you know, we should be thankful that actually we are going all together as we the people through this, and together we will move away from this pandemic. So one scrambled egg with blowtorch at a time, I hope, and a little bit of laugh is what is going to get us all through this crazy time.
I hope that you're right, Chef. I really do. And thank you so much for coming back on the show. If anybody wants to help you, what can they do? How can people get you the help that you need to help other people out there who don't have meals?
Well, go to www.wck, that's for Wall Central Kitchen.org, and there you're going to see what we do. Follow us on Twitter and on Instagram. Why? Because we're the type of organization that we love to show what we're doing, not to show off, but only because we are doing things in the real time. And you know, one thing I want to share with you and your people, I was so happy today because I came to America 27 years ago, and I met a Senator, Patrick Moynihan, who became a friend and gave me a lot of wisdom. Just we got one idea that can become a bill, bipartisan, breaking bread, Republicans and Democrats. It's called the FEED Act, and it's a simple idea. Make sure that the federal government empowers FEMA to support governors and mayors to bring restaurants and little NGOs like us to come to be the solution to feed the communities in need. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm celebrating, that we actually, in this DNA, this moment that seems nobody is working together, that actually, through food, actually Democrats and Republicans can break bread and bring true solutions to America and in many ways to the rest of the world.
Chef Andres, as always, an absolute pleasure speaking to you. Look after yourself, my friend.
Bye, my man.